So index. Index is a separate data structure that enhances the speed of data retrieval from a table. Okay. At the cost of additional writes and storage required to maintain it. So, and an index allows to improve the query performance when using it appropriately, especially on large tables. That means, see, for understanding this index concept, just take a book, okay, which will have hundreds of pages or thousands of pages. If I give the concept name, then is it possible to get the page number of the concept? No, it is difficult to find out. That means it will take so much time to find out that concept number related page. For that, every book will maintain one contents at the first page, or some textbooks will maintain indexes at the last page. Okay, you can consider any one of them. Okay, so that whenever we give one concept name, then we can go for contents at the first page, or we can go for the index at the last page. Okay, so by using that, we can find out that page number of the concept. But having that contents or index, even though it takes some space in the textbook, but it is better to have that. Otherwise, it is difficult to find out that concept related page number. Like that, creating the index, that is easy to find out the related records from a table, so that we can fetch the records from a table in quick manner. But creating the index and storing that index related thing, that will be the occupying some space. Even though occupying that space also is not at all a problem. Why? Because our main goal is to get the data in quick. Okay, so that is our goal. But having too many indexes, that is not a good practice. So wherever it is required, just create the index on table. Okay, and here syntax is create index on, and here ix underscore employee first we will see select star from employee. So this is employee table. Okay, for example, I'm going to fetch the employee details, depends on the department number. Okay, so better to create the index on that table based on the department number in employee table. Okay, so on employee table and department number. That means here this is the index name you can give on your own, and this is the table name, and this one is column name. Okay, if you create that index, and see this, we cannot have this one. We cannot have the difference between without creating the index and with creating the index on small set of tables. Okay, so if we have large set of tables, I mean that table will have lack of records. Okay, lakhs of records and thousands of records or crores of records. Then if you create the index on a column which is having in where condition, then so it will be fetched fastly compared to without creating the index. Okay, so And we can have different types of indexes, like see, suppose in where condition, if you create, if you write query like this, salary greater than 2000. Okay, that means we are using department number and salary in where condition. So better to create combination indexes. I mean, so we can call it as, where it is, composite index, combined index, concatenated indexes. Okay, so if you create index on multiple columns, create it. Okay, so while writing the queries in a stored procedure or functions, so better to have an index on where condition columns. Okay, so that query will be executed fastly. And another index, unique index is there. So this is similar to unique key. Okay, and I'm creating unique index. See, before that, see, select query, insert into EMP, employee number, values. I'm giving existing, okay, existing employee number. I'm trying to execute it. It is allowing. Why? Because there is no unique key or primary key or employee number column in a employee table. Okay, and here I am trying to create unique index on employee number. Okay, so actually index name will be given like that: ix index, table name, underscore table name, and underscore column name. Okay, so if I'm trying to create it, could not create unique index. Why? Because employee number 7839 is duplicated. That employee number 7839 recently I have inserted. That means if you create an unique index, then that particular column should not have duplicates. If that column has duplicates, it is not possible to create unique index on particular column. Okay, so I'm removing that record, delete from employee, where ename is null. So I just inserted employee number only, not inserted ename, so that, so this query will remove that. Okay, now you can check 14 records will be available, I think. So 14 records, there is no duplicate records. Okay, now if you are trying to insert it, trying to create the unique index, then it will allow. Okay, and if I insert null value on employee number, see, null value in employee number of relation employee violates not null constraint. Why? Because I think that employee number in employee table, that is not null value. Like, go to the properties and check here, not null constraint is there. So disable that. See, if I execute it, see, one record has been inserted. All columns are having null. If I execute again, then check. Two null values records are available. That means even though if you create unique index, it will allow null values. So this concept we have already discussed while discussing with the unique key constraint. Okay, so it will allow multiple null values, but it will not allow duplicate values. Okay, if you execute this query, all null values will be gone. And composite kind of unique index, like I'm going to create one index on employee name and department number. Okay, so here this is the combination. That means this is the employee table. Okay, this combination should not be repeated. So in this, I'm taking one insert query to explain about this combination. So I'm taking employee name like King. Okay, so that record is inserted. Okay, this King employee name is not having any department number, null. Okay, if again, so that record is also inserted. Okay, but if I give here department number like 10, first of all I will give 20, that will also will inserted. Okay, but if I give 10, see what will happen. That is not allowed. Why? Because this King employee name along with the department number 10, that is already available, already exist. So it is not allowed duplicate combination. Okay, so we can create multiple columns on index and multiple columns combinations. Okay, and create one column. And coming to this index on expression. So allows to create an index based on expression involving in table columns. That means sometimes we used to write like employee name equal to King. Okay, no data available, but King is available, but that is in uppercase. Okay, in that case, what you will do? Upper of ename or else lower of King. Now I can able to display. Okay, so for this kind of thing, we can also create on this kind of expression. Okay, so like take this index related query. Employee underscore ename, and here take this expression, put it here. Index has been created. Okay, so this is called partial index, subset of data of the indexed column. So not like that. So expression, not partial index. So index on expression means allows to create index based on expression involving table column. So in this brackets, we will write expression. And partial index, an index built on a subset of data of the indexed column. Okay, build an index for rows that satisfy the predicate. So like I'm writing one query, select star from employee where salary equal to 2000. Okay, so that related records I can display. Okay, if the table is having huge number of records, then we can create that partial kind of index. Like take this index query, create index. Here salary, so index name salary, where salary is greater than 2000. So index has been created. That means this index will work whenever salary is greater than 2000 in where condition. Okay, such kind of query, this kind of query will be executed, then only this index will be work. Okay, so that is partial index. Okay, that means subset of data of the indexed column. We can build the index on subset of data. And GIN index, generalized inverted index. So this index will be used for JSNB denormalized data types, JSNB and arrays. Okay, and H stores. So like that we can use. Okay, so we can have one table like JSN related EMP JSN. So take this index and EMP JSN. Before that, get that employee JSN. Okay, so E data is the JSNB. Okay, so EMP JSN, and here column name, give that column name. So you can give your own name, no problem. And here this is table name. So EMP JSN. EMP JSN, I think using GIN of E data. Okay, so we can create index on JSN data type or JSNB data type, arrays data type. Okay, and similarly H store also we can create like that. Okay, and reindex means see, index can be become corrupted and no longer contain valid data due to the hardware failures or software bugs. Okay, so for this that just like reactivated that, so we can execute this statement like reindex, index name we can give. Okay, and index table. So if I want to give index, if you want to give the reindex on table, then table, and index schema. So just schema public, and index database Postgre. Currently open database name Postgres. Yes. Okay, so like that we can give that. Okay, and how to see that created indexes list. So this is the query. So these are the indexes we have created now. Okay, so by using this query we can able to see the list of indexes available if you pass this table name as a parameter in where condition. Okay, so this is about index concept.